to give this a crack. And there's your first lesson for today, I hope. When you've found something you want bad enough, and you'll know, you will start prioritising your life to fit this in more. You will start listening to more, you will embrace the system. Because the system's going to build an armour around you when you're out there chatting to people, and you're going to have to put up with opinion. Right? Because 80% of the population of the people that we mix with, be it family, be it friends, be it work, are negative people. Have you worked that out yet? They will whinge at anything, but won't do anything about it. Who knows people like that? I've got a bunch of family if you haven't got enough. Right? And I'll say that with love, but that's just the way it is. We cannot change them. However, we can change ourselves and our existence against the odds of people's opinion. And the system's the only thing that's going to give you the energy and the belief in yourself to do that, plus the people you hang around with. So, what happened with us back then was, okay, I found a reason, I found a coach and a mentor who challenged me to the max, only because he had to get me out of my comfort zone. Right? We need to help you get out of your comfort zone, whatever that is. You know, be it your work, or be if you're still at school or uni, being a uni, or, you know, that fear of change, or, you know, and it was interesting, right? Like, Rick helped me make a list of 100 people, family, friends, work, acquaintances. You know, that's what they said with me. And check with your support team how you do it. Family, friends, work, acquaintances, and others. And he said, right, I reckon let's get 15 to 20 in each list. Boom. Now we need to, if you're going to build this business, we have to build a buying group of self-consumers, which means you're going to have to talk to people about the Amway business. Righto, Lee, I want to get Karen out of work, I'm ready. So something that I didn't do for 3 or 4 months, I had a reason to, and gee, I was nervous, but I knew I had to do it because they said to me, I need to register 6 to 9 as quick as I can to put together a bunch of people that the team can work with. And you know what? The only thing I found when I got over my fear of talking to people about the business, the worst thing they said was no. No, my mate said you're an idiot, but I can put up with my mate's opinion. You're an idiot, Rack, and no one makes money out of that thing. And I half believed them. And they nearly got me thinking back to where I was before I got into the business, but then I kept going to the meetings, and the guys would be happy and smiling, and they're talking holidays. I'd listen to the CDs more, and I started to love them, which helped me not listen to my immediate friends and family over here, because that's what all you guys will probably go through if you want to give this thing a crack. As soon as you're ready to rock and roll, people will want to drag you back. They will. I don't care who you are. Someone will try and steal your dream. They will, because they're too scared to dream themselves. Right? So what happened was the system I built that armour around me where I didn't worry about what people said anymore. And I prioritised this business a lot more. And I actually did more. 2 things will build this thing. 2 things will help you get the crazy things in life that you want. And I'm going to go through a few of them in a minute. And that is exposing the opportunity to people and showing people how to buy some stuff from you. That's it. That's it. Now, that's the easy bit, but now we have to help you guys become the person you need to become to be able to do that. Does that make sense? So all of a sudden, I've got the reason. And then all of a sudden, I found the energy, because they started building it in me. What's it going to be like when you're picking Karen? How are you going to pick Karen up from work? Right? And some of you know the story. I asked Tim that. He was 8 back then. He goes, Dad, Mum would love a helicopter ride. And she'd never mentioned a helicopter ride, but he said Mum would love a helicopter ride, and we live in Essendon, so we did that. And all of a sudden, for 3 months, we built that day up of picking Karen up, what the look on her face was going to be like, what the kids were going to do, and we built it into existence. And I had no problems about talking to people about the business, because all I kept talking about was, I'm getting my wife out of work, and this is what we're doing. Oh, man. What would you do if you had a choice? It was just so easy to show the plan when I had a dream. And that was a goal. Goal, dream, something emotional will get you cranked up in this thing. Now, some of you people in this room have probably got super successful jobs, with, qualifications and letters after your name and a little bit of kudos and all that sort of stuff. But you know what? That's great out there in the pretend world. and nothing against it because it can provide a decent standard of living. However, in this world, you're now going to become a humble person and you're going to serve and ask for help. Now, some of you guys might struggle with that because I did. I go, fishmonger with status. Can you believe that? A fishmonger with status. True, I had it. It was just amazing because I had the pretend world of the big house on the hill with the tennis court and the 10-metre pool and the racehorse over there and the Clydesdales over there and the fancy car, kids in private school. But you know what? I didn't own any of it. I didn't own any of it. And I kept working harder as the kids got older. You know, you needed more money to live. So that's the pretend world. No, it's not right or wrong, but that's the world we're taught to think like that and do stuff like that. Does that make sense? And then all of a sudden I get into this thing, and then all of a sudden they're saying, righto, mate, you know, what's it going to be like? You're going to pick Karen up from school. She's going to be a mum to your kids full time. So we did that. So I did enough work showing the plan to put together a group of around about 90-odd homes. Back then it took us to get to 7,500 points. Coming from 9 legs, right? We had 9 legs coming to functions when we hit platinum, and I will go into a bit of teaching a bit later, but it was just an amazing experience, right? And then what happened was we got tickets to go to Beijing, China. So here's my first experience of wow factor in this business. The tickets to go to Beijing, China, right? So I've gone back to my mates. Oh, look at this, Karen's out of work. Oh, yeah. How we're going to China? He goes, you've won Taslotto. Who would go to China? I go, well, we're going there for nothing. They're sending us there because of the work that we've done. He goes, geez, you must have sold a lot of stuff. That's what their thinking was, right? So, and when I asked them to drive us to the airport, they were all busy. Funny about that. But I'll never forget standing on the Great Wall of China, right, true story, and some people in this room experienced it. We've gone up heaps of steps, bang, the Great Wall of China, and a sea of champagne glasses. Hundreds of waiters and waitresses ready to serve us Australians, and it's the first time that alcohol had ever been on the Great Wall of China. It took Amway 20 permits from so many different departments to allow us Australians the victory of toasting our success to be there. So I'm standing there, Great Wall of China, and I can remember watching all that stuff on Epic Theatre. I'm old enough to remember that, Channel 9 on a Sunday. Oldie, you know, all of us ripe old age people in there. Who can remember roast lunches on a Sunday and you're watching Epic Theatre? Who can remember? Yeah, right? And I can remember Genghis Khan down there and all that sort of jazz. We're on the Great Wall of China, and I'm going to Karen. How's this, eh? We'd been in the business, well, 9 months to get to 21%, and then we waited a bit, got rid of a bit of debt. Karen's out of work. I go, Education Department wouldn't have done this. Fistmongers Association wouldn't have done this. And I'm going, this is, like I had to get a passport at the ripe old age of 41. Goodness gracious me, if you're young in this room, don't wait that long. The world, see, experiences is what we're all chasing. All of us humanoids, yeah, we want to get rid of the debt, we want time, but deep down, we want to be loved by our family, we want to experience life. Is that not true? All right, so all of a sudden, there we are, and I go, Karen, I am going to go home, and this is going to be our future. Right now, Karen's out of work a few months, and all of a sudden we're on the Great Wall of China, and all of a sudden I'm talking to her, and she was honest. She mentioned she still wasn't sure whether she was completely sold out, but I was. And I come home, and 18 months later we had the funds to do something really outrageous where we had a father and son trip to South Africa. That's another highlight of my life, and it would never have happened if I was in the real world of trading hours for dollars, being a fishologist and Karen being a school teacher. Right? What would you do? Here's an exercise for you. Go home tonight and you've got someone's going to give you $20,000 and you have to spend it in a month's holiday. Go and plan a holiday for a month or however long, but you've got 20 grand and you've got to blow it. What would you do? Work out the holiday. Work out how you would blow that money. Like all of a sudden there's smiles. I'm looking around and there's smiles coming on your faces because that's something that we can't think like that. But when you're asked to, you start smiling and go, oh yeah, oh, I'd love to do that, but I better not, you know, or I'd love to do that, but I better not. Because when I said, okay, Kaz, Tim and I are going to South Africa, we're going to do the Zambezi whitewater rafting, and that was unbelievable. You guys and girls, you need to experience. It was an 8.5 hour exercise, and you're 26 rapids, and it's just amazing. Zambia one side, Zimbabwe on the other side, unreal. Victoria Falls, unreal. Sun City, anyone been to Sun City? Unreal. You play golf, and there's crocodiles over there in that pond, so you don't go anywhere near there. But it was just an amazing experience. A safari, 4-day safari. We see it on TV, but when you experience it, and Tim was 16, and we saw poverty, right? One village, one tap, 500 people, one tap. And Tim goes, I'm never going to whinge about what we have for tea ever again, Dad. Right? He saw poverty. And it did his head in, and he came back a different guy. And then all of a sudden we've had this game of golf, and he's gone Tuesday. Dad, I would have had double English now. And then when we got home, he said to his mother, I've learnt more in the last 16 days than what I have in my 4 years at Essendon Grammar. True, he's learned about life. That was just amazing. And then World Cup cricket in South Africa, Wanderers Stadium. Unbelievable experience. Unbelievable experience. Okay, we're building the business, and all of a sudden the 80-odd homes has become 200 to 300 homes. And it'll happen to you if you stay focused and you learn how to serve, and you learn how to help other people achieve their dreams and goals, and you learn how to help other people dream. It is unbelievable. So from there we went Emerald, right? And it was just another incredible trip. But then the beauty of being at functions and hearing other people share the impact that you've had on their life. How are you going to feel when someone rings you up and says, Freddie, thanks for being there, and thanks for helping me achieve this in the life it is. I can remember being up at Hamilton Island. I'd been going to Perth for a couple of years, and there was a couple standing up there, and they were receiving a $25,000 cheque for being in the top 10 biggest IBO ship gross that year in Australia. And I'm bawling my eyes out because I knew what rubbish they'd gone through to get there, and the growth that had happened in their lives. And that year, it was just amazing. We had Hawaii, we did the Olympics, all paid for. That was special, being there the night of Kathy Freeman winning her gold medal with the bunch of the people that we'd helped achieve that year. Because we made a decision. They kept saying, change 3 people's lives and you're free. And we decided to do that, and it actually happened. And watching other people change their lives was just unbelievable, right? And then, okay, went out for lunch for a few years because the money's good. I'm out of work now, right? What would it be like if you're out of work, guys? Any under 25s in the room? Hands up. Oh, a few of you. What would it be like if you were business owners and you were completely free by the time you're 25? What we'd like you guys to do is run away and go through the rut of life and come back, and we'll help you later when you've gone through a bit. Isn't that fair enough, oldies in the room? My time's nearly done. And then the big thing happens when you go diamond. And I'll never forget Peter and Helen McKenna and our Leanne Cathy that went diamond the same year. We're over in New York experiencing FEC in America, knowing that I'd started something and I'd finished it to that level. That blew me away. Blew me away. Watching just Peter McKenna know how to shop in those New York shops and teaching me how to shop was unreal. Right, we spent 4 or 5 days with Bert Gerlich. Man, he knows how to spend $1. Unbelievable. But the thing was that motivated me once again was the prize was to take my kids to the villages where my parents were born. Back over there in Greece, 9 hours north of Athens. Even though I was successful in traditional business, that was never going to happen because that takes time, and I didn't have any of it. So to finish off on this, the other things that change is you. You will love yourself. You know what I'm getting at? Because it's just amazing what will go through you once you get your head around what this business can provide for you. That's what it's done for us. Now, to finish off, you guys need to work out what it's going to do for you. Can you picture yourself up on stage here, you're talking to a group of people like this somewhere around the world, and you're going to be sharing, well, this is what this business has done for me. What's it going to be? Helping others, charity, building houses for other people, or just experiencing holidays? Like, there's this great book called The Trillionaire, and the bloke's name's missed me, but he wanted to do outrageous things like go out on a spaceship, dive down to the Titanic, Like, who would like to do something like that? Go and visit the remains of the Titanic. It takes a lot of money to do that. You wouldn't get me doing it, though. I can't swim. What I'm saying is this. At the end of the day, get back to that initial question, work out what your dream is. Right, you got your necessity stuff, but now think beyond that and work out what it is you want to change in your life, and then find somebody that you can say, right, help me.